Well, unexpected events and the plane crash, actually the Malaysian airliner, the Boeing jet, all hands or everybody aboard died. It was flying over Ukraine, and it includes 23 Americans. And this has actually brought about significantly higher tensions between the United States and Russia. Obama actually talked to Vladimir Putin, about right after the incident happened. McCain's saying that, I know McCain's a little whatever sometimes here and there, but he's saying, Senator McCain is actually saying that if it turns out that this is Russian separatists that did this, there's going to be hell to pay. So you're watching the metals go up, especially platinum and palladium. And palladium has, I think it's at 880 something now, moving up. And since Russia's the large, it's always that in the back of their mind, this threat that since Russia is a major supplier of palladium and also platinum, that these tensions will somehow limit the supply. But remember, during this, what happened here was there was actually the loss of life. Everybody died on a plane that was shot down over Ukraine. It looks like it was Russian separatists, and I know there's even a lot of people saying it's the CIA that did it or something. I know it's YouTube. They're going to say the CIA did it, but if you actually, it's I don't I really don't want to get on down that avenue with this type of stuff because it could be something like that, possibly. I don't know. I mean, anything is possible if you start going down those paths. But if you start thinking about, the idiots out there that are in Ukraine that are Russian separatists, they're not part of a organized military. You don't know what the hell they could be doing. You don't know what anybody could be doing. And that's really what it is. It's a ragtag bunch of different groups that are separatists that are looking to break away from the Ukraine and either be autonomous or become a part of Russia and things like that. And you don't know what somebody could have done. No idea. So, but 23 Americans died in this incident, and it's like once it becomes unraveled exactly who fired the shot to bring this plane down. It looks like Russian separatists, but if it's been proven, that's going to lead to greatly heightened tensions between Russia and the United States. It already looks that way. And that's reflecting it in the metals. So, it's like one thing out of the blue, someplace just happens, and there you go. One thing, it's like we got a number of powder kegs actually going on in the world. Yes, there's the Middle East tensions. There's the tensions where Qatar has bought more, even Qatar, little nation of Qatar, 250,000 people, 250,000 people. They're the largest buyer of U.S. arms in 2014. The UAE, United Arab Emirates, also they're big buyers of U.S. arms. Because there's a lot of problems going on amongst the Muslims in that area of the world too. Now there's other hot spots that can happen, like in the Spratly Islands. There's a lot of oil over there. There's a lot of different islands out there in the South Pacific where there's a lot of oil. And China's claiming the Spratly Islands. Malaysia's claiming the Spratly Islands. Philippines is claiming the Spratly Islands, and Vietnam's claiming the Spratly Islands. Actually, if you look at the map, it really looks like it would be the Philippines mainly they should belong to. I don't know where China realizes there's oil over there, but there's a number of areas, not just even in the South Pacific, where there could be, something can catch on fire right away, and you know what happens during global tensions? Metals go up, oil goes up, black gold goes up, big time. And, it's going to be over black gold more than likely because, that's the deal also with Iraq, because China is going to lose out because most of their companies are in Iraq. They're getting oil from there, and if there's major tensions over there and the refineries go up, guess what? Guess who's going to be losing that oil? It's going to be lost to the global market, but it's going to be a major loss to the Chinese companies. And maybe they're going to move into South Pacific, but right now, immediately, unexpectedly, you're thinking tensions are subsiding over in Ukraine, and all of a sudden just something happens. So this is why you have the metals, because events can change, they can snowball, they can lead to one thing, can lead to another thing, and you know what's going to happen. That's really what drives the metals more than anything. But don't think the US dollar is going to totally collapse or anything like that. If we go into like a nuclear exchange or something like that horrible, actually I think that would be the last thing you'd be worried about is the dollar collapsing actually. But something like that happened, yeah, the dollar could collapse. I mean, actually, if you look at, if you want to dwell on those areas, if you look down and examine where half the population in the United States actually lives, the biggest corridor and concentration of population is in the Northeast. In northern New Jersey, in New York metropolitan area, right in the tri-state area, that's the biggest concentration. You also have in Miami, Washington, D.C., Chicago area, Dallas, Fort Worth, Los Angeles area, down into San Diego, mainly L.A. But, only a few areas in the whole country got hit. It would wipe out most of the GDP and a significant part of the population. So if you want to worry about something, I mean, that's been the worry since the 50s, okay? I don't know if that's going to happen someday. It might, but I think the last thing you're going to be worried, that's when the dollar will collapse, then it could collapse. Yes. But if that happened, you're going to be worried about other things, okay? Get real with this deal. Because I know a lot of people are saying, when the metals go way up, the dollar is going to go to oblivion. No, not under normal times. No, it's not. Even though the debt is so high, every nation in the world is under debt. They got a plan to push all nations into a global financial system. That's the game. But we're still going to be using the U.S. dollar here in the United States for the foreseeable future, unless something really catastrophic out of the ordinary happens. So if your metals go up a lot and you got major gains, I mean, not to say that I'm not advising people to part with all of it, but if you got major gains, you might want to take some off the shelf. So it looks like things are heating up here because this event is a catalyst. McCain's talking his talk right now about there's going to be major repercussions, and I don't know what repercussions they're going to do because they're already sanctioning the hell out of Russia as it is. I don't know what kind of repercussions they're going to be, but it just may be what and Putin might think, well, since I'm in trouble anyway, maybe I should just move on to Ukraine. I have no idea what can come up, but this is exactly how things start. One small trigger does the whole deal. If you look back in any type of war, that's where it started from. It was an event like this. This plane coming down due to a rocket fired from a Russian separatist, it looks like. I know people are going to say it was a setup, or immediately people are going to say, I don't know. Okay? We do know that the plane went down. Everybody on the plane died. I think there was 280 people, and there was 23 Americans. So, since there's 23 Americans, it does involve the administration in D.C. and what they have to respond to, and investigate what happened. I kind of know what the comments are going to be already because there's a conspiracy under every rock, no matter what happens. But considering it wasn't a Russian military that was in place in Ukraine, it's Russian separatists, which who the hell it is. Somebody could have been drinking vodka and pulled the trigger on something by accident. You don't know. That's really what it could have been. That's what it could have been. So anyway, just hang on to your investment because it looks like things are going to start moving now. This is more important than the garbage about the Illuminati numbers. This is more important than the garbage about the debt is going up more and more. This is more important than somebody selling DVDs. It's actually an event that is not going to go away that easy, and it can actually trigger more things. It could trigger more things where, they're trying to. I don't know what they're already sanctioning Russia. So I mean, I don't know what the next step is going to be, but and maybe they want to antagonize Russia. I don't know. I have no idea what they're doing exactly. But you can kind of guess and see that this event could lead to more tensions than we've seen in years. And it's the tensions, global tensions, that really drive the price of oil up, gold up, platinum and palladium, because, especially with palladium, because you're talking about Russia. You're talking about Russia. Now, there is going to be a limit to how high is high. I would expect with palladium, if it starts getting like 1,000 or so, record heights, it may eventually go a lot higher than that, but, it could have a major reset then, too. You never know. Because, when something goes up to the all-time height, right now it's at 80-something. I think the highest it ever was a little over 1,000, like 1,050 back in 2001. It doesn't really have too much more to go to hit that kind of number. And it probably could be a lot of resistance there that might come down a little bit too. I don't know. Because these things have, especially if it moves up too fast. It's been doing pretty damn well this year. It could actually come down a little bit. But overall, I think actually palladium is going to wind up being worth more than gold. At least at a point in time. And I know one thing, my palladium, if it's worth more than gold, and gold is up several $1,000s an ounce, the palladium, most of it's going bye-bye. I'll take the US dollars. It does not mean I'm going to hold US dollars. That means you take US dollars at the point of sale. That's what that means. So anyway, global tensions have come about unexpectedly. And here's the big change in the situation. Right out of the blue. Boom. Just happens. Unexpectedly. So anyway, it's bad luck for, it's extremely bad luck for some people, but for the people, it's just like that's why you have the metals, because these things are going to happen. And when they happen, that's the right place to be financially. And if there's a lot of global tensions, it's not going to actually do well for the markets either, in the general equities. But black gold is probably going to do damn good. And, that's kind of a strange thing, because if oil goes up a lot, Russia's actually, despite all the sanctions, since they're just a major powerhouse and gas and oil exporter, they're going to do very well. So, no matter how many sanctions they throw on people, if these tensions cause the price of oil to go up, Russia's going to be very cash rich. And that's probably going to frustrate the hell out of Senator McCain, I'm sure of that, but that's just what's going to happen. But the unexpected happens, and we got a number of areas that are powder kegs, so, it's starting to cook right now, so unexpected, right out of the blue.